Next brings us to Alabama State head coach Reggie Barlow. Is Coach Barlow on the call?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
It's a big win for your team over Grambling, 31-17 on Saturday. If you could kind of summarize that game, and then another big one this week as you head to Jackson State, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yes. This weekend's game was a big game for us because of it being a conference game, and of course we talked about Grambling. Being Grambling, the history and tradition of the program, and all the wonderful players that they have over there, and so we challenged our guys all week to try and match their their intensity and match wits with them, if you will, because we knew they had good players. Man, their defensive line that they have is the best I've seen since I've been coaching in this conference. Those two guys in the middle, Rogers and Savage, and we had our work cut out for us. And but offensively, the first half we moved the ball, but we wasn't able to come away with any scores. We scored 7 points, but we wasn't able to score as much as we would like. And second half was when we were able to have a little more success. Our defense played outstanding. There's a group of guys that are really buying into Coach Thornton's defensive terminology and taking ownership of it, and they performed and did a good job for us, and we were happy to come away with the victory. Whenever you can win a game in the conference, it's a good thing. This week we got Jackson State, and it's really the same deal. I mean, it's a team that has a lot of great tradition and history and won a lot of championships, and their coach is an outstanding coach, and he'll have his guys ready to play. I've always really admired Jackson State teams from when I played in the conference because they're always tough and they play hard and they had a lot of confidence, and they just have good players. So we go in there to play, and of course I think Jackson, they picked the winner out the East. So I mean they're a good team, and last year we had a really tough battle with them. So we'll try and get our guys ready to play.
We'll open it up for questions for head coach Reggie Barlow from Alabama State.
Hey, Coach Barlow, good morning to you. Ty Miller from Sheridan Broadcasting.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, Coach, give us your thoughts on Casey Theriot and his play for the Jackson State Tigers the past 2 years.
Well, obviously he's an exciting player. He's a pinpoint passer. There are quarterbacks that have played in this league and quarterbacks that's here now that are good. But this Casey guy, he's a pinpoint passer now. He make throws that allow his guys to run after the catch. He has great size. You can tell he's a smart guy by the way he's getting the ball out. He read coverage as well, and he's really good. I really believe he'll be a guy that'll have an opportunity to play on Sundays. He has great size and does have athleticism, and of course, his arm is outstanding as well.
Knowing that Jackson State cannot go to the championship game this year, do you think it means more for them when they take on Alabama State this year?
I'm sure. I'm sure all the games they're gonna make them important. They can win them all and claim themselves as a champs if they do that. And I imagine that would be just as fulfilling. But one thing I can say about Jackson State teams are they've always been tough and competitive and aggressive, and this year it's just the same way. Their defense is outstanding. They have explosive players on offense, and then Coach Comergy. I mean, this dude, Coach Comergy, all he does is win. I mean, everywhere he goes. So he'll have them ready to play, and I think their mindset is probably to take them one game at a time, and at the end of it, they can, like I said, they can claim themselves as champions if they win all of them.
Coach, you had a quarterback switch again this week. So do you have any decisions to make as to who will start this weekend?
No, well, Greg Jenkins had got banged up in the Eastern Michigan game, and you know, of course, our job is to make sure we put these guys out there in the best situations, and we just want to be sure that he'd be able to protect himself because he was a little banged up, and we decided to go with Dominguez, a guy who we have a lot of confidence in, and he moved the ball well for us and did some really good things for us, and kept us in the game there against Grambling. But we thought Greg would come in and give us a little burst of energy, which he did. So, but no, we'll be fine with our guys, and and hopefully it'll be able to take us and lead us to victory against a good team.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Coach Barlow, Charles Evans, WPRL.
P.
How did it feel to get the little monkey off your back knowing you hadn't beat Grambling in a while? I'm sure that was a huge, huge victory Saturday.
Yeah, we haven't had the success against Grambling in the past, and a lot of these guys that are on this team, they're not history buffs, so they probably don't even look at it as that. They just looked at it as another opportunity to play, but it was special because it was our home game, home opener. It was a game against SWAC foe, and and it gives you an opportunity to be 2-0 within the conference now, and kind of get a little confidence. I mean, our guys have been wanting to know how they measure up against the really good teams, and so they get excited about that.
Well, Coach, defensively, what's the key to kind of slowing down this Jackson State offense that seems to be putting up some pretty gaudy numbers?
Well, it's I don't want to sound cliché, but I mean it's a tough task. I mean, last year I think they scored 30 points against us, and we were happy about that. Being able to get out with a victory. But I mean, they're a solid team. They really are. And when you have a quarterback as good as Casey, you can always have a chance. And then their coordinator, he does a great job of putting them in good situations. So, our defense, we're going to have to make sure we are really detail oriented when it comes to being where you're supposed to be in coverage, and our run fits. Because if not, Casey, he'll make you pay, and then of course BJ Lee been explosive in the running game. He'll make you pay. So it's about coming to balance. It's about making tackles and wrapping guys up, and just executing the game plan as it pertains to being where you're supposed to be.
Coach, I know it's early in the season, but just how big is this game considering what's already happened on the eastern side?
Oh, it's huge. It's a huge game. I mean, it gives you an opportunity again. If you have success, to be 3-0 in the conference, and we do know it's a long season, but it kind of puts you in a good place. I mean, it's definitely better than being 2-1. So. So we'll make sure we overemphasize that to our players and make sure they understand what a critical game it is and what a challenge it's going to be when you have to go on the road into a hostile environment and play against a really good team. So it's going to be